everybody, it's Kelly, and I'm back with another layout. And this is another one of photos from our day at the zoo together when I took my grandkids last summer. So I was trying to take pictures of them with this polar bear when I was there with just the boys the year before we had done this, and they really loved that polar bear. But their little sister was really not having it here. So I thought it was humorous because there's a picture of me trying to take a picture with them and she's running away. She's trying to get out of her brother's arms. Oh my gosh, it was chaos. In the end, I did sort of get a picture of them, but the two boys just loved it. You know, they wanted me to take a picture. It was just funny, you know, because this is what it's like with kids, right? So that cardstock there is a Basil Deep Blue. It's an embossed dot cardstock, so it's not just a plain. It does have a little bit of a pattern to it. The floral paper is the Bella Boulevard Popsicles and Pandas Oh Summer paper. And I talked about this. I'm going to do a series of 4 layouts with these photos on them. And they're going to have something in common with each of them that flows from one to the other. However, first I did trim that floral paper down quite a bit. I had the border a little bit bigger to begin with and trimmed it off some more just because I didn't want it to distract too much from the photos. I wanted it to feel summery and bright, and she is wearing a little rose-colored onesie there. So I thought it would be nice to have some floral paper. So that's kind of where I was going with the florals. But now I'm searching for something to back that photo with her trying to escape from her oldest brother and the middle guy laughing and yelling. And oh my gosh, it was sheer chaos, as it always is. So the stripe paper that I chose there is the Bella Boulevard Color Chaos Peep Strands paper. And what this is going to have in common with the layout before would be blue. In this case, it's navy. And then I'm going to add in some aqua or turquoise and then a puffy sticker as well to kind of pull together and really an acrylic piece as well, kind of like what I did in the last one. So I didn't want to forget to tell you that, to kind of look for those things as they come up. The title of the other layout is You Are My Favorite. I think it comes up before this one. Okay, so now I'm getting that down. So I'm kind of toying with some of these. And what I did here is that acrylic piece was clear, which wouldn't have shown up on this. So I just took some really small pop dots or glue dots and I put them in darker areas on the red areas of that transparent flower, stuck it to the back of some white basil cardstock. And yes, you can kind of see the dots, but the way I have them arranged and the flowers, they look like they're part of the flower petals actually. And then I just fussy cut around it. Now I did decide that that long piece was a little bit too distracting, so I just cut it off and then added in so that piece, the transparency that I put on the white, is from Amy Tangerine Better Together. And then the turquoise piece and the family piece and that Loved Beyond Measure piece up there, this Hustle and Heart piece, are all from the Amy Tangerine Hustle and Heart die cuts. So I decided that that was covering up too much of the top of the photos, that Love Beyond Measure. So I'm kind of playing around with putting that on the bottom there and then adding in something at the top. And I eventually decided I really like this Create Joy piece. This is a really heavy weight cardstock and it's kind of shiny. I don't know that I've bought any Amy Tangerine die cuts since then, so I'm not sure if they're still like that, but this was the first collection. The Hustle and Heart collection was the first collection that I saw that in. So it is kind of a pain in the neck when you want to write on it. You have to write on it with a slick writer. All right, so that I just popped that little hole out because I figured that I could do some sort of twine in there or something. And then it's so funny, I was arranging that family just perfectly and then cut that the flowers off, didn't even think about it. I shouldn't have pulled them up. I should have left them where they were. So now starts the, do I have this cluster in the same place? And I like how this is a little bit, they're all kind of snug and nestled, but there is a little bit of space around to the left there, but it's not trap space because there's a way to get out over the top there of the oval journaling circle. So I thought about using those other 3 pieces, but ended up not doing that on this particular layout. So I kind of like it because it's a little bit different. Okay, so now I'm looking at what else I can do here, and I grabbed these puffy everyday labels, puffy stickers from Ellie Studio, and there's one that says remember there, so I'm just going to add that in. I like how it gives me an extra little touch of the turquoise, and again, turquoise is one of those colors that is coming over from actually the layout before and the layout before that. Even in this, I didn't do this as a series, but because I was working with a whole bunch of products on my desk that I just left on my desk, I just kept pulling from them, and that let my layouts go really fast. Like this whole thing from my picking of the papers took 21 minutes. It was 11 minutes to get it assembled because this is now the 3rd layout I've made in this of these 4, and they were just flowing. My mojo was really going as I created these, and as I'm voicing these over, I created them earlier today. So I'm adding these enamel dots in from Webster's Pages. It's the Dream in Color collection, and it's the enamel dots from that. I have that heart on there now. Thinking about using some of these little hearts to scatter around as well. I did put enamel dots over the 2 holes where you would put twine in the Create Joy, and then also on the family thing. So kind of adding those in. And now that I'm looking at it this way, they're fine actually. I don't think the hearts look bad, but it felt like too much when I put them on, so I'm taking them off almost right away. Those are from the Mrs. Sparkle collection at Joann's. And then what I did is I just snuck that white one underneath. It felt like it was too big, and everything else, you know, the other big ones are kind of, well, the other big one right there is snuck underneath. I'll do that, especially when I'm using the big enamel dots. I just put them underneath so that you don't see as much of them. All right, guys, the still shot and a couple of detail shots are coming up. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye.